What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, we just printed 150 million SPS tokens out of thin air. So yes, I'll recognize and apologize for the clickbait title that got you in here. But now that you're here, I actually have good news. All right. So there's a reason behind this. There's a point behind this. And that is the fact that we are actually over 50% of the SPS distribution because of this. Now, it's not like it was just printed out of thin air. I confirmed this in a conversation with Clayboyne on Discord in Mav Chat, so you can actually go and look up the chat there or the conversation if you want to get some of the details. But Clay did confirm that with a lot of wallets being, well, here's the thing. With the new kind of DAO council or whatever you want to call it, the people who are responsible for the wallets, they're cleaning up a lot of stuff on the back end. And they're putting all the right things on the right wallets and all that stuff. Matt even made a post about it. And so, there's just a cool 150 million SPS that was found under the couch cushions. No, actually, what ended up happening, I think, is that the actual supply was looking at the incorrect wallet for this, and therefore not, essentially did not have the right number. And so, yes, I confirmed I was looking at a video from just a week ago, maybe, but we were at 1.27 billion-ish, right, in terms of the total actual supply. We are now at 1.42 billion, right? So you combine that with the roughly 120 million that you have here, and we're over 1.5 billion, right? Not by much, but we are over 1.5 billion. So in a way, that's a good thing. And emissions have come down very, very slightly with the amount of changes that we've had to the LPs. Outside of that, though, I think we're still printing a ton. I know Clayboyne's done a good job with, getting the tournaments under control, getting obviously the LPs under control, and he's trying to work with the team to get us like whatever the emission rate is now, because we've seen it be anywhere between like 500,000 to 1 million SPS. I would love to see that come down over time. Actually, I would just love to see a real number, and that's probably the biggest thing that I'll say in this video is, like, I've talked about it many times before. Data integrity is so important and so critical and should really be like at the core of anything within crypto. And we just haven't had that here. And that's actually unacceptable for a game that's, been around this long. And I understand there's been a lot of shakeups. There's been a lot of people in and out, whatever the case is. But, shout out to Clayboyne, shout out to Matt, who are trying to get this into a space now where we're getting a better idea of it overall, because it doesn't seem like the numbers that we were given before were totally accurate. And, that should infuriate many people, right? Like, again, we've talked about it before. I don't want to harp on this too much, but I do appreciate the efforts, because it does take effort for somebody to go through and make sure all this stuff is flowing to us in the appropriate way, right? So I appreciate the fact that, Clay's taken it upon himself to try and do that. And, of course, Matt, with all the other things he has on his plate, is working with the DAO. I forgot what they're called. DAO. I'm just going to call them the DAO Council, right? The DAO wallet holders, to ensure that everything is going to be in its appropriate place. So, again, moving forward, hopefully that is a positive step. And like I said, the silver lining out of all of this is the fact that we don't have another 150 million that we need to print. We've already felt the effects of that 150 million, and you can see we're still setting new all-time lows, although we are up today, so shout out to Bitcoin for that. But that's 150 million less. That's 5 months roughly of distribution, right, at the rate that we're assuming of 30 million a month. That's so we're further along than we realized. And while this may not do anything economically or within the ecosystem, my hope is that it will do something psychologically, right? Just knowing that there's more SPS that's been minted or is circulating out there than what is to come. Now, we're still just above halfway, right? And there's still years of distribution remaining. And I know we could probably extend that further with the halving and all that people have been pushing for. So the years thing isn't really an issue. It's more so the fact that there's still a lot of SPS remaining that needs to come out. So, at the end of the day, I'm hopeful that we'll be able to do two things, right? we'll be able to burn through a lot of the supply that is currently out there, especially now that we know there's more out there than we even realized. And again, in a way it is a good thing. I am trying to spin it maybe copium wise as a good thing, right? Because we've already felt the economic impact of that. So now it's just a matter of burning through that supply, and we will slowly do that as the team, delivers more products and items that we deem are worth buying and there's a demand for. So that would be the first part. The second part is I hope that we're able to realign or redistribute, maybe to readdress, I don't know what the word is, how the rest of the SPS is going to come out. Because now we know that there's less than half remaining. A good portion of which is, still going to go to the DAO. A good portion of which obviously is still going to be going to the gameplay and all that. That is something that we should be talking about more. And this is nothing new. I think the conversation has already been going there. We've had folks like Nerd Cthulhu and Icy Flow talking about halvings and reducing overall prints. I hope that we can have a solid conversation to really get us to a point where essentially get us to a point where we look at how much SPS there is yet to come and start to panic and freak out, right? I want to get like Bitcoin levels FOMO into this, because it's like, oh, there's not that much SPS left out there, right? If you want to get it, you're going to have to like do these things within the game in order to earn it. And so again, like I would love to see something where we just reduce the overall supply from like 3 billion down to 2 billion. And it's just like any pools that are remaining to be emitted, we just like cut it out. We just cut it out, right? It's just, that's it. And now we have to decide, here's what the DAO has, because in a way what that would do, and I know this would cause like mass panic and people probably wouldn't be for it, but again, I can live, I can, a man can dream. Just what it would do is it would make people realize like, oh shoot, there's just not that much SPS coming out anymore. And SPS is only at a penny right now. Maybe I should grab a bunch, right? And that could actually drive demand. Again, all of this would be just playing with the tokenomics and the economics around Splinterlands. It would have nothing to do with the actual gameplay, which, again, we don't control. That's up to the team. So, my hope is that this is something that we could do as SPS stakers and therefore, managers of the DAO, while the team simultaneously and concurrently is focusing on delivering all the cool stuff within the game that will bring that 100,000 players in, right? And all of a sudden, when these 100,000 players come in, it's just like, oh yeah, we just got rid of a billion SPS just like that. And now if you want to get it, you're going to have to either get it from, playing the game, which hopefully, the game will be in a it is in a state of continuous improvement, right? But it'll be in a place where the team feels comfortable doing that kind of marketing. And the rest of it is going to be sitting with us or in the market or in pools and available, right? And so that a part of that is like, okay, the team does their job getting the game into a good place. But if we can do our job and all of a sudden it's just like you cut out all that SPS and SPS is able to jump from 1 cent to 2, 3 cents, right? That starts to look good, because even for someone like myself, if I knew we were just going to cut that much SPS, I'd probably buy a little bag and be like, okay, we're moving in a scarcity direction now, which is something that we haven't had in a long time. It's always been an abundance direction. So this is truly a scarcity direction. So again, I'm just kind of riffing here at this point with some of my daydream thoughts, but going back to what the core of the video is, we did have 150 million SPS found under the couch cushions. Again, I'm framing that as a good thing because in a way it is. We're not going to feel the economic impact of that hitting the marketplace anymore because it's been felt already. And ultimately, while SPS is low, we should just be burning as much as possible. But, obviously that's going to require DEC to get back up the peg. That's going to require demand for new products and items. And that's going to come down to the team executing over the next couple of months. But that is all I wanted to let you guys know. Hopefully this was informative or shocking, or maybe you already knew about it. Maybe you caught it yourselves, but I figured it was worth discussing here just briefly. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I will catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.